All right, guys, on today's episode of Motivation Monday, we got a very, very special guest. We do not usually have guests on these, but you said something the other day that really spoke to me, and it was very similar to another conversation I was just having with my friend Damon, and we'll get to that in a bit. But first, a little bit of who you are. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got Melissa Perry in the building. Welcome. Welcome
you.
to the space. Welcome to the office. What do you think?
Thank you. I don't even think I can describe how amazing it is. I think you have to physically see it in person.
Thank you.
But you've done an amazing and a phenomenal job, and I'm just really excited for all that's to come for you. So
I appreciate that. I appreciate you. For those of you who don't know, Melissa Perry, Perry Group, is the go-to group on planet Earth to get your luxury vehicle. How many cars are you projecting and selling a month now?
Right now, averaging 18 a month, but I'll soon be getting to 30.
What's the average sales price of these cars?
Average that I would say is 400,000.
400,000.
Yeah.
So it's the price of some of the homes
Yeah.
that we sell.
Yeah. A mobile home.
Well, I'm gonna be one of your clients soon, so.
Yes,
can't wait.
you will.
Let's go.
I'm gonna make sure of it.
And this conversation today is a little different than some of the other conversations that we've had about motivation, but it's a crucial conversation because it's really for anybody that's in sales, whether it's mortgage, real estate, cars, hospitality. We're really in the service industry at the end of the day, where our job is we are essentially a middle person between what somebody wants, right? And we're a messenger. And the title for today's message is How to Keep It Cool in the Chaos. How to keep it cool in the chaos. So what are we talking about, Melissa? What is the conversation we've been having?
The conversation really is about dealing with problems. We're all gonna deal with problems, and because we're in the service industry, we're the messenger.
Yeah, and they say, don't shoot the messenger.
Yeah, that's a literal thing.
And we've got some ways to basically give you some bulletproof armor because it's tough. Like I don't build the homes. I don't provide the loans. You don't build the cars, right? We don't say if someone's getting approved or not. We are the person who is delivering the keys, right? You deliver car keys, I deliver home keys. Sometimes I deliver equity. But at the end of the day, there's so much that is out of our control, but we are still the person that has to deliver that news. And sometimes it's not the best news and things get difficult. How do you make it through these times where there's some news that you have to deliver?
Yeah.
Right? What do you remember that helps you keep it cool in the chaos?
Well, I mean, I just dealt with a problem less than 24 hours ago. So the problems I know are never gonna go away. But I think the biggest thing, I would say the two most important things for me is knowing that someone that you're interacting with, they're always going through something. You know, obviously you're going through something in that specific moment, but in life, we're all going through something. And it doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter, you know, what your status is, you know, per se, which I talked about before is, you know, what is status really, but everyone's going through something. And remembering that and knowing that someone on the other end of the conversation could be hurt or could be going through more, that they're just delivering their message, you know, indirectly, it's not for you or whatnot.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing I try to remember is, you know what, this person might be going through something. I'm gonna love on them because this is my opportunity for them to see Jesus through me.
Wow. Now, how do you do that though when you're doing everything that you can possibly do?
Yeah.
Right? And there's certain things that are out of control. I mean, I don't know about your job, but do you get yelled at your job?
Oh, I mean, yes, I do.
Because we deal with high level people.
Yeah, high level people. And you know what's so funny is that what you're talking about being at, like, not having the control, the good news is that I've realized nothing is in our control. So why try to control anything if we can't?
Yeah.
You know? So the only thing that I can say that I know that I can control is the way that I react. And if I know someone's going through something, or they could be, then I'm much more calm about a situation, no matter how, you know, heavy they may get in their conversation towards me.
And just remembering, like you said, you never know what someone's going through, or you told me earlier, you never know someone's story.
Yeah.
Right? We don't know exactly how they got to think the way they think.
Yeah.
What's number 2?
Number 2, and this is something that I've had to learn more than once, and it's been very difficult for me, especially in the industry that I'm in. We have a lot of the similar clients, very high profile. They get things the way that they want it right away. But the biggest thing that I've learned is not to react and not burn bridges. In just a matter of 30 seconds, everything could change.
Yeah.
And it could affect business for the future with them, or even referral business. So, and I think that's what I try to remember is never burn a bridge, because you never know in life, whether it's business or personal, what that person could bring you in terms of themselves or a referral.
Yeah.
So I've had to learn that the hard way, but that's something I try to remind myself of.
That's good. That's how we learn. And I think that's what we want to encourage people with today's message is when things are getting tough, that's not a red light.
Yeah.
That's a green light. When we deal and we get these issues, it's an opportunity to actually show how we can help even more.
I always like to think too is if I always had the easy way out on everything, why would I need God? Like, why would I need him?
Yeah.
I listened to a sermon the other day, and it was like, if God gave you a buffet of all your blessings and you could just pick and choose from any time, you wouldn't depend on him for blessings in the future. You would just go to it. That would be your idol. And so I think that's another point in the matter too, is that in life, if we were given everything we want and had the easy way out, we would never learn or even need God.
Come on now. That's powerful. I like that. So my 2, what I remember when, things are getting difficult and I want to give up, really I want to give up on the deal just because the energy is frustrating and I feel like I'm not appreciated or whatever it may be. That's really kind of how I end up feeling. Like, I know I'm doing everything in my power and I'm not being appreciated, so forget this. I want out. That's not accomplishing anything. That's quitting. And what I do my best to remember, the first thing is I think about the book, The 4 Agreements, Don Miguel Ruiz. Shout out to my friend Liz Hernandez. It's her book of the month right now. But the second agreement in that book, it says, don't take anything personally. Don't take anything personally. And it says, nothing others do is because of you. What others say and do is a projection of their own reality, their own dream. When you are immune to the opinions and sufferings of others, you won't be the victim of needless suffering.
That is so good.
And just remembering, like, this isn't about me. I'm doing everything in my power, but I'm in the middle of some challenging energy. And as long as I keep my heart in the right place, Lord willing, we'll get through this thing. The second thing is my personal motto. My personal motto is show up, do my best, let God do the rest, and enjoy the process. That motto really helps me because a lot of this is out of my control. But like we were talking about earlier, we never want to underestimate the value that caring about someone, no matter what kind of energy that they're sending us, no matter what they might be saying to us about other people, we can control the love, the care that we genuinely have for them. Anybody can be nice to someone who's nice to them. What can you do? Who can you be? How can you show the God that you truly believe in when someone throws dirt in your face? Can you still love that person back?
That is so good.
And my buddy Damon reminded me about this again. He said, when you're getting that energy, what God is giving you is an opportunity to show you what they need prayer for. So.
Wow, that's really good. It's almost like when you go into a situation, just know you can't go into it alone.
Come on now.
Because if you do, then recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
But if you have God and you're in all of your conversations, I think he's gonna instill you with the wisdom of how to react and not to react.
Yes.
And like you said, to be able to pray for someone that needs that prayer most in that situation. Because we all know hurt people hurt people.
Yeah. Come on now. Thank you guys for tuning in. I think this was a very important message. I think when you look at mine and your social media, it just looks like we're just giving people dream homes. You got Rolls Royces and Lambos all day long. It's just easy breezy.
Yeah.
But the reality is, I cry some tears of joy weekly, but I also cry some tears of frustration and hurt. And I'm like, come on. But I wouldn't change it for the world. How about you?
I wouldn't change it either, and I don't think I would be thankful for those high highs unless I had those really low lows.
Come on now. All right, guys. Well, we appreciate you tuning in. If this message reached you in the heart, share it with somebody. Stay focused, stay inspired, and we'll see you next week. Peace.